I'm Greg Worthington with Schaeffer's Oil by Greg. Today we're in Chancellor, Alabama at Pilcher Automotive, and this is Johnny Pilcher. Johnny, will you tell us what you do here at Pilcher Automotive?
We have a full automotive machine shop. We do from domestic to high performance. About anything you need done. It's all one-in shop deal. Everything's done here, nothing leaves. We do a lot of mud trucks, drag racing, round track, tractor pulling, vintage cars, restoration jobs, even dealership work and personal individual work. We do anything basically on the automotive.
Johnny, here's a couple of engines I see that y'all been working on right here. Tell us about this Cadillac motor.
This is a 1957 Cadillac engine that the customer wants the car to physically look as if it's an original take, but actually this engine is basically set up now to carry turbochargers. Everything's been changed around in the Inconel exhaust valves, special pistons, rings, head gaskets. Everything on it is designed to take a turbo, but it physically looks like a stock engine.
And what about this right here?
This is a customer of ours out in Indianapolis. He's actually a chef, which is a kind of crazy thing. You'd think a chef would be into hot rods, but he's got a 55 Chevrolet pickup, and he wanted a daily driver that looked like it had Weber carburetors on it, but he wanted fuel injection. So this is kind of a mixed breed thing we've done to 540 cubic inches, daily driver, air conditioning, power steering, fuel injected, pump gas motor to make plenty of horsepower to do what he wants to do.
Right. Johnny, I see sitting on the table right here, y'all use Schaeffer's oil.
That is correct. We use Schaeffer in all of our engines when we go to distribute them out to the public. We use the oils because they carry the right chemicals, I guess you would say, that we want in the oils for break-in purposes. A lot of the oils nowadays have changed, and it's made our job more and more difficult, especially in the area of ring seating, solid cams, flat tappet cams, the old school, some of our retro motors that we do. It makes it a little harder, and the oil has helped us out in that area.
And I see over here that you're getting your hot rod ready for a race this weekend, and you're running Schaeffer's oil in that?
Yes, sir, we do. The most noticeable difference we've seen in the Schaeffer oil in our car, we've used different oils over the years. All of them have been great. Everything worked out good for us, but it seems that we have, with the tool steel rings that we use in the racing engine, we seem to have a little bit better success with the ring seat. Any of the abrasive wears that we were seeing before now seem to be a lot better.
Johnny, I know that for 2 years I come by trying to get y'all to try Schaeffer's oil. Can you tell us how you came about using Schaeffer's?
Well, in all honesty, we considered it when it first came to us as like snake oil. We didn't believe in it at all. We thought there's nothing you're going to pour out of a bottle that's going to just do a miracle job. And the story is the truth of how everything happened with me in it. I've got a Serta head machine, and the pilots in it are used to center the machine up. And the tighter the tolerance you can keep in the guide, the better the valve job is. And sometimes I'll get these pilots so tight that they'll try to gall. And I actually had a particular head that I was working on, and the pilot would seize up in it. So I'd put a little lubricant on it, and it seemed to be better, but it still seized up. Well, I tried every oil I had in the shop, and finally I said, well, I'm going to try that Schaeffer oil just to see if this is the real deal. And I put the oil on the pilot, and I finished that head, and ever since then, that's all I use is my lubricant on those pilots, and I have never had any more problems with it. And so that was kind of what sold me on that it wasn't just a joke, that it actually did something. If it right or wrong, it did something. And that's when we tried it in the race car and we started seeing results.
And I believe the first time you went to a race was in Atmore with oil in the car, and I think you reset the track record, didn't you?
Well, actually, we took the weekend before that, we tried it in Bradenton, Florida, and the fastest the car had ever been on one stage of nitrous to that point was a 404. And we went to Bradenton, Florida, and on one system the car actually went 398. And then we went to Atmore, as you were speaking of, the next weekend, and the car actually went to 392 on two systems, which shouldn't have been but one stage, but it actually had two systems on it, but we still set the track record. And had real good success with it.
And then the next trip back to Atmore, the very next race after you set that record, you went back to Atmore and reset your own track record, right?
Again, that's right. That's
To a
right.
390 or
I went up from, excuse me, it was for 395, then I went back and reset it to 392. That's the way it actually happened. Yes.
yeah. So, well, Johnny, we appreciate it. You're happy with Schaeffer's and you recommend it to all your customers.
I do, yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I recommended it to a man today who was having some lifter problems. I told him I thought it might help him.
All right. Well, we thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.